well, that team could be Crystal Palace. We've talked about the top two. The team that's in third have also had a remarkable start to the season. And much like Arsenal, have been built on an incredibly resilient, incredibly capable defensive setup, unlike the team they beat, who we're used to being so defensively solid. Well, I suppose, Kieran, this is uncomfortable for you because Crystal Palace will not be your favourite team.
No, but I think you've got to give credit where credit's due. As a Brighton fan, it pains me to say 18 matches unbeaten is fantastic. Doesn't matter which team in the Premier League you are. And for a small club such as Palace to have achieved that is a fantastic achievement. Glasner has proven himself. I mean, why he's not being linked with jobs, it amazes me, because he has delivered both at the end of last season and the start of this one. They had trials and tribulations over the course of the summer in terms of being unable to buy until they made a sale or two, and yet they've come through that very well. I was talking to a Crystal Palace fan earlier today, and he was miffed because Palace had fallen from second to third because of the Arsenal victory yesterday. And I said, hold on, just rewind, just think about what you've just said. So yes, it shows that a good coach, good routines, having players with pace, and having a goal scorer as well, is really beneficial, and they continue to deliver.
And we can talk about how they funded all of this, but in a way, that's sales. So, Graeme, how impressive is it that Arsenal, that Crystal Palace have been able to be this successful, picking up the FA Cup, winning the Community Shield at the start of the season, and now sitting third, beating the champions, when, so very recently they lost Eze, and then we go back a year and they've lost Michael Olise, and then before that, Wilfried Zaha. It seems like a team that you could go like Brentford more recently. Well, they lose their best players, but can they keep going? They're losing their best players, but improving. How difficult is that?
Very. I'd throw Joachim Andersen in there as well, who'd lost central defensively. It's a remarkable achievement. It really is. It's no surprise to me that I'm hearing a Brighton fan pushing Oliver Glasner towards the exit door. I would be doing exactly the same thing. And let's not beat around the bush. He has been mentioned in dispatches with Sam's favourite team, Manchester United. So he is on the radar. We know he was of interest to, I think it was Bayer Leverkusen. I apologise if it's the wrong German team in the summer as well. So there is interest there. Kieran will be pleased to hear. And he's out of contract at the end of the season, Sam, Oliver Glasner, which is massive. It really is. So we talk about Mark Gahey, who they are going to lose. But I think it's going to be very, very hard for them. I'm being told that Oliver Glasner is open to staying, but he wants Palace to match his ambitions. Can they do that? I think it's going to be very, very difficult. It really is. But they're doing a remarkable job. Is it April, the last time they got beat? Long may it continue for them. You know, they're going to be very hard to beat in Europe as well. Let's see how far they can go. But you know, Palace, they've got a ceiling. They have. Let's not beat around the bush. They do have a ceiling here. So there's only so much that Oliver Glasner can do with Palace, and their fans won't want to hear it. But they'll be doing very, very well to keep him towards the end of the season. They really will.
There was some solemn nodding there from Kieran when you said, yeah, not been beaten since April. Let's talk about the financial impact of all this success. Losing players, still being successful, got a manager whose contract is maybe going to run out. What is the situation with Crystal Palace? Can they match his ambitions?
Everybody's got a ceiling, and Crystal Palace are the same. The demotion from the Europa League to the Europa Conference is bad news for Palace. I was out with another club recently, and we were talking about European qualification, and Palace have not yet into that Sunday, Thursday routine, which will kick in due course. But when it does, that does have an implication. They've got a fantastic 17 or 18. Have they got a fantastic 25? We will, time will tell. As far as the stats go, and this is sort of where I tend to focus on the numbers, if you are a non-big club, and it was exactly the same for Brighton, I think it could potentially impact upon Forest this season as well. When you get into Europe, on average, you fall 6 places if you're not one of the big 6 clubs that can afford to have a 25-man squad on full wages. So that's looking at a cost of somewhere in the region of around about £20 million. If you win the Europa Conference, you'll just about make a wee profit, and at least you also get another season in Europe in season 26-27. So they've probably got one of the best squads in the Europa Conference. It's one for the fans. I've got many friends who are Crystal Palace fans, and we exchange messages. They'll have a good time regardless. But I don't think it's going to be a financial windfall being in that competition this season. Finishing third or fourth and qualifying for the Champions League would be transformational, because that puts an immediate £50 million into the kitty, and that could be the catalyst to get Glasner to stay over the course of next year. Because how many other Champions League squads or clubs would be coming in to offer him services, and he's got guarantees at Palace. He will be walking on water as far as the fans are concerned.